We are live. Hello, good evening, and welcome. And it's a little bit nicer than it was earlier on today, but it's still not very special. But it's very dark out there, so I'll just bring Keith in. Excuse me if I cough. I should be doing my best not to. Hello, Keith. Right, you're in.
Hi guys, hi everyone. Right, that's just muted me on YouTube, so you shouldn't get an echo from me.
Good. I'm just going to go and do exactly the same thing. There we are. Right, done it. Just in case.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, the whole crew is here. Adam says. Very pleased to hear it. Right, well, welcome to the birth of the second child of the day, the twin, 7 hours later. And I've put Keith into the background.
That's it, hide me.
Yeah, hide you away.
Yeah.
And then show you a picture of my one. And there it is. It's the same one as you saw on the YouTube picky. It's got a bit missing from over there. It's got a little bit missing from this side, which you can barely see from there, but just there. So it's on the other side. But by the time I've sorted the other side out, that will all be done. It seems to have quite a bit of pitting. I don't think quite as much as Keith's one this afternoon. But there's a bit just there and another bit just there. So they should look quite nice, and a few other bits besides. So, so looking forward to seeing exactly what it does look like when we start cutting into it. So, and this is not a race. You will find that Keith and I do things slightly differently. Not huge differences, but small ones. See if you can spot them. But everybody has their own way of doing things, and
we definitely don't race.
Nope. I shall stay true to my way of doing things, and we'll see whether anybody likes it. Right, let's find a tool. Probably be a good idea, wouldn't it, start with? Nope, not that one. That one. Nice, big one. Right, okay, here we go. Let's start getting it round.
Okay, well, while you're performing, I will go through the chat and let everyone know who's in.
Yeah. That's shaking it. Anything over 400, 500.
Yeah, well, that's fast enough. So
yeah, that's it.
The first one I've got in is Darren, but I can't get to the top of the chat. Followed by Richard Phelan, Lawrence Brigasia, Gerard the French Turner, Robert Copperell Wood Turning, Peter Cochran, Doug Miller, Jennifer's Craft and Creations, Mr. Barry Chitty, going down, Tommy's Workshop, David J. Heath,
Guildford
Carpenter, James Crawford, they've been busy talking to each other, Mike Hugh from Ilminster. I know he was one of the earlier ones in, but I couldn't get that far up. Neil M. Peter Cochran, Lawrence, Darren, Doug. I think Adam, I love Wood Turning.
Yes, he was one of the later ones, wasn't he?
Yeah. Right. No, Mark, Gentleman Wood Turner. Hi, Mark. Scrolling down. Michael McEwen. Rex B. Roy's made it tonight. Roy's the boy. He made it just in time to see me turning off lunchtime. So hopefully he's going to pop back and watch that later on. Robert Dolman. That brings me to the bottom of the names that I can see. If I've missed anyone, 60th name in and oi, you've missed me. And if anyone has any questions for Andy or myself, we will do her best, do her utmost to answer them.
Absolutely.
And thank you for those that have commented on my turn for this afternoon. Yes, it was a good one. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Brian at Hartwood's just popped in.
Hello, Brian.
And we have a question from... Bloody chat won't stand still. Someone asked, is it going to be a bowl?
Yes, it will be a bowl. I'm sort of making up the design as I go along a bit, depending on how it all behaves. But yes, it will be a bowl.
I know I missed Sid, but he's still in bed, Darren, so he don't count anyway.
He was only pretending to be here earlier.
Yeah, John from New Jersey's joined us.
Hello, John.
It's a name I don't remember seeing in our chats anyway.
I don't know. I've seen him somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where.
I've seen him, but I don't think it's in one of our
no, could be.
Yeah. But you're more than welcome. Mike, you didn't miss what the wood was, but we guessed you might have known because it's a lump of yew. It's the next bit, as far as I can remember, up the trunk. So it's slightly smaller than what I had this afternoon.
Very slightly smaller, yeah. It is about 14 inches, near as makes no odds, which is, to do it in metric as well, is 355, and about 55 mil thick, which is 2 1/4.
And Darren's just telling me that John was in mine earlier on, but nearer the end. Nice to see some new names in the chat. Yes, it is, Darren. Thank you.
It is.
I was concentrating on what I was doing. I wasn't necessarily listening to what Andy was telling me as well. So
no, I'm used to that though, so it's all right.
Yeah, with the wife.
Absolutely. Got it in one. She's not in today, so.
Michael Howells joined us. Welcome one and all. It looks like there's 38 in the chat at the moment.
It's not bad.
William Kenny, good evening to you. Now this will go over the hour. So if you've not gone and got your medicine, you might need to go and get it before the entertainment starts a bit later on. Just be warned. Like I say, we're not racing. It's not a race. Michael Howell, yes, you are right. It is you. And I quickly counted the growth rings on my piece, and I got to just shy of 100. So it's about 100 years old. So it's not massively old.
I'm just going to try and get this face mask on.
But I definitely know where it come from.
I can't hear you for a moment. Yes, I can. You hear me all right?
Yes, Yes, you're a
Good.
little bit muted, but that's a bonus. Who said that? As long
It's
as
just
you can hear.
which is why I need to learn that cut of yours from earlier.
Got a couple more bits you can practice another day with that.
It does feel a bit safer.
Good. And like we say all the time, safety is down to the man holding the chisel.
But then
So
that's the man that holds the responsibility for it.
you
In law,
look after your own safety. If you feel safe doing it, do it.
I think I'm going to do a flattish rim on this, fairly wide rim,
Mm-hmm.
to get around this bit here that you can see.
Yep.
I've got nearly half an inch thickness at the top now.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go a little bit further, I'll have a bit more than that, and then I can scoop it out to a sort of OG shape-ish with a reasonable sized foot on it. I can actually lose all of that. Let's see how we go.
Mike's saying that it looks a rather reddish colour for you. Yeah, it's the lighting that we've got. It's not conducive with the cameras, and the cameras want to warm it up.
Depends which camera I use, to be honest.
Yeah, we've got green on one camera, so you don't really want to look at that. Disregard the colour for the time being, because there won't be any colour applied. It is definitely you.
If I showed you that one, you'd see something much more yellow.
Yeah, that's yellow come green.
Yeah. So it does depend on the cameras to some extent.
Tommy, no, it's not been near iron, this one. This was cut from the chalk up on the South Downs. So it's a very white deposit it would have taken up. That where it was cut from was a lot too high for any of the sandstone and the ironstone that we have further down in the valley between the North and the South Downs. So knowing where it come from, I can definitely say it's not iron.
Apologies if I don't join in on conversations, but I can't hear a thing with this. It's very noisy for me here. But I'm winning.
Yes, it was quite noisy, so I've turned the volume down from your end. So hopefully everyone else can hear what I'm saying. I can just pick you up.
Yeah, I could turn mine up a bit so I could hear better. But in fact, I can do it by just pressing the button. Oh.
Yeah, top button.
Yeah, I know. It just says PC connected, batteries full.
Oh, you pressed the middle one. That's why.
Oh, did I? I can't. I'll give
Yeah.
my face shield. I can't get to anything else. I shall turn it up on the computer. Oh, it is turned right. It's turned well done. You talk to me.
Go on. What do you want to know?
Well, that's
how
it.
loud I am?
Yeah, that's quite loud. That's all right.
Okay.
That's fine.
That'll keep you awake then, will it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Philip Clements has joined us.
Sorry?
Another one from Philip Clements, another one from Down Under, the Upside Down Brigade.
We are collecting them.
Yeah, we're not fussy about where you come from. We're just pleased that you're over watching us create something.
That's right, absolutely. Right, so lock that in. That one's nearly gone. I've just got to take a little bit off the width, off the thickness to get rid of that one that you can't actually see. And that one is dramatically reduced, so we get in there. In fact, I'm going to come out and do that one first until that's gone.
Graham Hayne popped in. Roy, it's called the Wood Database. Just Google Wood Database and it'll come up on the PC.
And pretty brilliant.
It's an exceptional worldwide wood database. Gives you all of the hardness scales, the crushability, the flexibility, and everything that you need to know. Rich the Beard's just dropped in to see you. He's just popping in to make sure you're covering him okay, Andy.
Yeah, I'm looking after his slot.
Yeah, you can have
Hello,
it back
Rich.
next week.
Yeah, I'm away. Don't care. Right, that's that one gone. And this one just needs scooping out a little bit more. It's going rather nicely. Well, I've still got plenty of thickness there, so.
Andrew at YV Woodshed's just woken up and come to join us as well.
Hello, Andrew.
You haven't missed a lot because we're only 15 minutes in.
Pocket full of shavings already, though.
Stop moaning.
All right then. Well, let's see how we're doing on that. Oh, nearly gone. I'm going to get a good size foot on there. Which would be nice because that means I can make a good size bowl on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Good, I'm going to start leveling this off in a minute. I just finished getting rid of that.
No, Darren, once the pocket is full, you make sure you tip it out before you take it in for the washing machine.
I tend to flush it or empty it into the loo before I go to bed.
Don't you get floaters?
It looks as though I've had a nasty accident sometimes. But...
Yeah. You've got 37 in watching you.
37.
37.
Good.
Which is very good. Thank you, one and all, for joining Andy.
A little bit more there, a little bit more there, and we're there. Not bad at all. Oh my word, yes. And then we start to look at the shape that looks nice.
Tommy's saying work trousers full of shavings in the washing machine doesn't go down too well either. No, you're
No, it
right
doesn't.
there.
You're right, Tommy. I don't understand it. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's very unreasonable, but
It is, yeah, cheaper than washing powder.
yep. I keep telling her it's good. It's good clean dirt.
Yeah, it's not abrasive much.
Well, there we are. Would you believe it?
You've got rid of it.
It's all gone. I thought I was going to have an inclusion in this one, but it's not there. Right, I'll flatten the bottom off and then really look seriously. But those who are more observant of you will have noticed that I have already got a mortise in the bottom of this, and obviously one in the other side because that's what's holding it on the lathe. And the reason for that was I was drilling the hole to make the mortise for the other side, and I wasn't entirely happy at leaving it just a straight-sided mortise. But in fact, the drill it just didn't want to cut straight. So I thought, well, that's all right. I'll do one in the other side, turn it over, and cut a proper mortise in both sides. So that's what I did. So that's why I've got one each side.
Mm-hmm.
Solves the problem. It also meant I didn't have to decide what was going to be the top at that point.
Gav's rushing off for something. He's got to get some medicine, I think.
All right.
He said he'd be right back, so.
It's quite a long way out of true, this was. That was why I was having the problem of drilling it, because it was rocking.
Yeah.
Basically, but it's nearly there now.
It had warped a fraction on drying.
Uh-huh.
And for those that, yeah, you're going to have to recut that anyway.
Yeah, I mean that was what was happening. I was ending up with that all flaking at the sides when I was trying to drill it. I was struggling with it basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go the other way now.
Right. Lost my train of thought now. And Lucy's come in to.
Hello, Lucy.
On you. She's at Heather's. If that makes sense to you, which it will do.
So Heather's a good friend of both of theirs and of mine. Used to be on the Angle Festival with us.
Okay.
And yes, known each other for a very long time.
Hi, Lucy. Welcome. Where's the reprobate? What's he up to tonight? Hiding in the workshop or asleep? Young Robin.
Young Robin, yep.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I can tell you the cutting history of this wood. It was cut the end of 13.
Uh-huh.
And I needed some at the museum woodyard in 15. Spoke with a couple of contacts and I bought 7 or 8 trees, and spoke with another contact who bought his wood miser in and planked it for me.
So
that is why I know how old it is or how long it's been drying. So it was cut in 13, planked in 15, so it's had 6 years at least undercover drying.
It certainly feels dry enough.
Yeah, I think these bits are about 2 inches, give or take a few gnats on the surface. So
matter of interest. It's about, what's that number? 15%. So yes, it's dry enough.
It's dry enough, yeah.
Mm.
So that's the history of it. As I bought it and as I paid for having it planked, it was mine. So I ended up bringing it home and drying it under tarpaulins for the last several years, 6 years. So that's the history of the wood, and it was grown, taken off of National Trust property at Slindon, which is down on the south coast on the back of the South Downs. That would have cut well to start with, but it's that's a carbon steel one, mate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's still cutting all right. I've only just started using it, but it's a
Right.
really heavy old beast of a thing. I must put a new handle on sometime. A decent ferrule. It's halfway up the handle at the moment, but it actually is cutting. It's cutting better than the other one at the moment. So. I don't have a vast selection of bowl gouges, so when I'm doing something like this, I have to just use everything I've got. So I want to make sure they're all sharp.
Brian's asking who's on tomorrow lunchtime. I haven't a clue, Brian.
Oh no, Wednesdays, no. It's my lathe playing a tune. But something's rattling somewhere. I was trying to work out what it was. Yeah, I'm trying to work out what it was.
So Rich is saying that he's doing a live on the 5th of November of a local fireworks display raising money for a good cause if anyone wants to tune in and watch. Can you put the time in, Rich, for us, please? And I'm guessing that's on your Beard Time 16 channel.
Yeah, I should be on the road.
Yeah, Michael Howell saying, question, did I hear you say museum? You did. Amberley Museum down in West Sussex, Michael.
Heart of England. Right, now then, I think I want to get some stuff out of my shirt. Let's untuck it, that'll do it. That's better. Right, I'm going to put a foot just about there.
Okay, Rich, that's fine. Hang it in on it in any of the chats or onto Facebook as soon as you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I shan't be able to be there with you, Rich.
Yeah, Graham Haynes has put a question in. Using food safe oil, apart from letting each coat dry, is there anything else you need to do?
No.
No, not really.
So if you're using lemon oil or something like that, no, you just put it on, let it dry. Put not a lot on.
Yeah. No, food safe oil is literally food safe oil. I think once it's cured, you can burnish it up if you want to bring it up to a bit of a higher gloss by using any of the slightly abrasive pastes that are out there.
And most of the Hampshire Sheen ones are registered as food safe.
Yes, yeah.
Child and food safe, which the chestnut ones aren't yet, but they will be. That's a nicer shape. Can you see that? Not really.
Yeah, not too bad.
I'll put the one on that you don't like. That shows it a little bit more.
That shows the shape, but
a little bit more, but not very much.
No, I think we're better off on the original.
Yep, I think so. I'll stick with that. But that I think is going to look quite nice. Quite nice.
Quite nice.
And what I'm planning to do is to get rid of this mortise once I've used it and it's done its job. So I'm going to leave the underneath like that until it's all finished.
And then turn it off.
And then turn it off afterwards. Because I don't want to remove any more timber. It's just going to weaken it.
So all you need to do then is just pip the centre. Yeah,
I'll just deepen the centre a little bit.
Yeah, but also put a hole in there for registration later on.
Oh yes. Absolutely.
Not sure, Roy. I'll see if I can come up with an answer. If I can find it.
That's better. Now then, let's see if we can get this.
But it's like most things, it's better to leave it an extra few days to let it really dry rather than get in there and think it's dry and then start buffing it. All it says in the chestnut catalogue is it's a food safe finish, it's clear food grade oil for use with salad bowls, cheese boards and other items which come into contact with foodstuffs, which is why it's called a food safe finish. It dries to a soft satin finish with a high degree of water resistance, which will withstand wiping with a damp cloth. It doesn't say anything about you can buff it up or you can burnish it up, but I think the chestnut burnishing cream would work quite well on that.
So you need something with wax.
Yeah, that wouldn't affect the properties of it, I don't think.
Preferably with carnauba wax because it's a good tough one.
Mm.
Right, I think that's not finished, but I think that's going to be acceptable. So it's got plenty of pip in it. Looking at it now, hasn't it?
Yeah, that looks quite
look lovely,
quite stunning as it is.
It is. So I shall sand that up now. In fact, there's a little bit I need to do with a gouge. Big line round there.
Yeah.
We'll get that one.
As of this Friday, this Saturday, Sunday, Michael Howell, we will be closing and only opening 3 days a week. So you would probably be better off leaving it until next spring after February half term when we go back to 5 days a week. And there'll be a lot more open then. I think 90% of the volunteers down there, and it's all volunteers, are well past retirement age. So a lot of them don't like coming out when it's exceptionally cold because of the cold.
So it's only Wednesday, Saturday and Sunday, isn't it?
Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday as of this coming Sunday. And then it closes for 2 weeks over the Christmas New Year period.
I'm out of a job for Thursdays then.
Yeah. It's a bonus, more time in the workshop.
Absolutely. You read my mind.
Yeah, if you know when you're coming over, Michael, I do a lot of Sundays over there in the workshop. Always happy to have a chat to you. Let us know. It is a stunning place. And
well worth the visit.
Yeah, you won't see it all in one day. Not even walking around quickly.
32 acres, isn't it, or something?
36 acres.
36 acres. I knew it was 30 something.
Yeah. Webfoot Resin and Wood Creations. Now I can never remember. David, isn't it?
David.
Yeah, he's just joined us anyway. Welcome, David.
Hello, welcome. Right, get over there. You wouldn't dream of it. You guess
what have you missed, Gav? You'll have to rewind it to find out, but it's changed shape. Yeah, it's changed shape. Nothing's flying. Nothing's flown off the lathe, so you're okay. No dramatics.
Right, let's get this a bit smoother. So
what have you forgotten then?
Oh, I know what I've forgotten. No, I haven't forgotten to sand it.
What about the sucker?
Oh yeah, I've forgotten that.
Yeah.
I'm too busy emptying my pocket. It's all this extra weight I'm carrying. Right, okay. I'll do that.
You definitely don't want that up your hooter.
No, and I've forgotten to put my mask on as well, which I forgot.
Oh, take the head shield off and put your mask on.
Yep. over there.
Hang on, guys. He's just getting redressed.
Yeah, I'll just get undressed. That's upside down. Sorry, bear with me. I'll be with you in a minute. All right, I'm with you again.
Can't hear you, mate.
Can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can hear you better
Hello?
now. Hello. Yes. Yeah.
I
Can
can't.
hear you.
I can't take it up inside with me. So
No, that's okay. We know what you're doing. You're sanding.
absolutely, it's nothing very exciting.
No. Exactly correct, Darren. Time taken to be safe is time well spent.
When you're dealing with a large piece of yew, best to be safe with the dust. We can all be quite casual about it from time to time, but there are times when it's better not to be.
And as this is 14 inches diameter, there's quite a bit of dust going to come off of that. Yeah, Doug, the pips really do show once we get a coat of something on there, even if it's only sanding sealer, they just stick right
really,
out.
Really zing. Take that corner off a little bit. Avoid cutting myself on it. How's that looking? Put a line around there and there.
So I think what he's saying, guys, is he's got a line round the bottom there,
That's
because
the
we
one.
can't really understand him.
No, there's a bit round there, and there's a bit round there, and there's another bit over here, yeah, there, and there. So we'll have a go, get rid of that.
Whack it in reverse, Andy. You might
Okay,
find it a sand easier. At least stand the opposite way.
That's right, yeah. Guess you're not glancing over the same bit then, are you?
So for those of you that have got a reverse on your lathe, providing you can lock your chuck on there, and you're using the bowl with a chuck, it's safe to put it in reverse. I wouldn't want to do anything this big without it locked on. Something small, a 4 or 5 inch bowl without too much weight on it would probably be okay. But again, the safety is down to you, not down to us suggesting that you do it.
Yeah.
So
I did check that it was not done before we started. So
yeah, with spindle work, it doesn't matter because you're between centres. There's a bit of purple where Andy's pointing.
Yeah, lovely bit over there.
Around the 2 knots, or a knot and a bit over there.
I've got some marks there that don't seem to want to go, so let's try.
Roy's got an extractor next door, pipe through, proper dust extractor. Don't ask me what the name of it is.
It's the Axminster one.
It's the Axminster one. We call it the noisy thing.
It's relatively new. The Axminster AC82A or E. If you heard that.
Got most of it. Hope that helps, Roy.
It's a good extraction system. Seems to get rid of the dust. Oh, okay.
I believe you're building your workshop, Roy, aren't you, from scratch? If you're doing that and you can build a little cupboard outside to house an extractor, that would be an absolute bonus.
That's
Keep the
favourite.
noise that keeps the noise away from where you are.
Yeah, and ducted it in the 4-inch clear plastic tubing. You can see if there's any blockage or anything.
You know when there's a blockage, but you can see where it is.
Certainly near that. Well, I think that should be enough of the 60. Really? Not quite. It's got a little bit there. Doesn't seem to want to go. Yes, that's better.
Yeah, it's the most sensible thing to do, Rich, isn't it? Put them both outside.
Oh yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Mine's in the garage next door, so I drilled through the concrete garage and piped it through with 4-inch soil pipe. So
Yeah,
I know that's okay.
I wasn't close enough to my neighbour's garage to put it in there, so.
No, it's always a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Damned inconsiderate.
But if you can't put it outside, construct a cupboard around it, Roy, to keep the noise down and insulate it as best you can.
Yeah, I've got a wall between me and it, a timber wall with a doorway cut in it, but it does reduce the noise quite significantly just by having it not in the same space as I'm working in.
Because they do get a little bit loud after you've been running them for some time. And then once they get loud, you tend not to use them so much.
Yeah. Which may not be logical, but it's the way things go.
So if you haven't, guys, sub to Andy and you like what he's doing, please go over and subscribe to him and hit the notification bell. And then whenever he's on, you will get a notification. And generally it's a Tuesday. Very occasionally we might cover for a Thursday evening, but between Andy and myself we cover Tuesday one way or the other. We cover for Rich every other week, or Andy does. So got the chats flying.
Oh, is it?
Oh, not much.
I thought perhaps it had gone quiet, but That's nice when people are chatting. That's good.
Yeah, right. Who asked for it? Was Gav. There's my email address, Gav. You can always chat through Facebook Messenger as well. So there's two ways to get hold of me. And I think on my Circular Wood by Keith Facebook page there is a phone number as well. Thank you, David. He just said, I love what you two do.
Thank you, David. Is that David Heath?
No, this is Webput Resin and
Oh,
Creations.
right. Yep.
Like we've said before, both Andy and myself, we don't need to prove a point. I've been turning on and off for 30 years. Andy's much the same, on and off for 30 years. Andy was a carpentry woodwork teacher at school when he was working. I had nothing to do with it. Wood, I was a plumber, but being in the building trade.
But we won't hold that against you.
No, I got to know a lot about wood, and it was always a hobby and somewhere I could come in and relax for half an hour, quite often before I even went indoors and spoke to management and said, "Where's my dinner?" So it was a break between work and anything else that I might have been going on later on.
Matter of safety.
You'll have to repeat that because we didn't hear a thing.
No, I don't suppose you know. I said I hate wearing all that stuff, but you have to do it. So
yeah, particularly with
is.
you.
Yeah. That's all there is to say about it, really. You get so hot. Right, okay. Right, the moment has come. The war has said. To speak of many things, shoes and ships and sealing wax, candlesticks and kings. No, that's not the right one.
God, what have you been on? Certainly not water.
That's memories from childhood days. It's a worry, isn't it? Acrylic or cellulose, I think. Oh, I've got another one. Yes, I have. Right then, here we go. This is it in all its glory. I will just give it a quick blowout. Get rid of some of the dust because there's holes like that one there. Which I may or may not fill up. I think it's a knot's fallen out of it.
Yeah, there was a dry knot in yours, I think.
Yeah, it's just there's still that one there. Yeah, you can see it. Yep, just there. And right next to it is a smaller one that's actually gone, disappeared. But I'm not too worried about that. I mean, black actually would go very nicely there. So really put it'll be. Right, here we go then.
Change the wood.
Let the magic happen.
Yeah. And it's still slightly more red on the picture than actually what it is.
Yes, it is. It's more of a dark brown, but with purple overtones.
Yeah, I would have said more of an ochre, a dark ochre.
Yeah, it's a lovely colour. Oh, I think I've nearly run out here.
Good job you finished the bottom then.
Yeah, I've got another one, so that's it. That'll do. Is that one gone? I ordered some just recently, so I know I'm all right. Now then, do I or don't I? Yorkshire grit it. I'll be all right, Yorkshire grit. It's only that one hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can pick things out if necessary, can't I?
can always touch it with a burr if you want to get a natural edge for it to fill in, but it's probably going to be rough enough in that hole anyway to hold.
Yep. Yep.
Pick it out or blow it out with the compressor anyway.
Yeah. That's right. Which I've done for the dust. So
Yeah.
I haven't done the edge yet, but I'm not going to worry about that until I've done the top, because it's well out of true the top. Okay, Yorkshire grit it is then.
So there will be no singing tonight, unless you all want to sing in your own heads.
That's entirely up to you. I just don't wish to hear it.
No, can't hear it from here.
The other one I want to try is the Hampshire Sheen Gloss, High Gloss
Right.
wax. Martin used it on this course that he did, and I was very impressed with the finish he was getting off it, so I'm going to get myself some of that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, it looked to be very nice. Mouthful of shavings. Lovely. Right, okay, here we go.
But they're all envious of the wood, much the
Yes.
same as they were lunchtime.
Yeah, it is gorgeous. I'm only going up as far as the foot, because all the rest is coming back off later.
You're going to turn it out, yeah.
Yep. Just
Adam suggesting that you and I have all the you. No, I haven't. I've got a good bit, but I haven't got it all. It's being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and there used to be, but a lot more of it than there is these days, isn't there?
Yeah, some bugger keeps cutting it down.
But if you look, you can find it.
But it's your problem is finding it that's pippy like this is.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
it is just straight grained. Nothing wrong with straight grained but that's more for the cabinet industry and the bow makers.
I know the timber yard over at Washington Way, just the other side of Storrington from us.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a timber yard over there that didn't last very long. It was only there for a couple of years.
Yeah,
they had some fabulous bits of yew in there, but they were so expensive.
Well, that's the problem with one just up the road from us as well. He's nearly twice the price of what you can get it online.
Yeah. And yes, for a wood turner, the quality of the wood matters, but the person you're going to sell whatever you make to, it's just a piece of wood to them.
Yeah, they don't know the difference between good and bad.
Nope.
They just know the price on it. It's all going to be good.
But you can't charge phenomenal prices for something which you know is not of the best quality.
No.
Still coming off.
Pete's saying he's got some that's about 500 years old that George Eliot used to write Middlemarch under.
Oh, right, yeah. Wants a bit longer yet then.
Yeah, the bit that I turned the other week that was full of pips, that was 600 plus years old, and Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote some of his scribblings underneath of that. So it looks like yew is quite a creative wood.
But it's often in churchyards where people used to go and sit to be quiet, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I suppose lots of things will have happened under yew trees.
Yeah, it was in churchyards to keep the devil away, wasn't it? Basically.
Well, yeah, it was that, and animals as well.
Yeah,
stopping them digging the bones up. Apparently, I read that just the other day. I thought, well, that makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense than the devil, really. But yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of folklore attached to it. All sorts.
Adam's got some bog yew about 4,000 years old.
Oh, so I bet that's hard.
That would probably be quite purple. If it's
not nearly
buried.
black.
Yeah.
because it does go quite black, doesn't it? In the right conditions. I'm deliberately not rushing this, so I hope nobody's in a hurry.
No, no, you're just you're 50 minutes in
Oh, is that
of
all? Oh,
turning. Yeah, yeah.
that's not bad. I've finished the bottom, so that's not bad at all. Considering when I started, I had absolutely no idea what shape it was going to be. So I'm quite pleased with that.
If anyone lives near a National Trust park or a wood or grounds that have got trees in, it's quite often worth speaking with the forester and telling him what you do, and maybe taking a sample to see if you can get some wood.
You could make some decent quality stuff for their shops.
Yeah,
Some of the
charge
stuff they
the
have
earth
in there
for it.
is it's awful, and they charge the earth for it.
Yeah.
I always have a look because I just like to see how bad it is. Makes me feel so much better.
Yes, there is some nice stuff out there in the shops, but there's also a load of rubbish as well.
Yeah, less and less decent stuff these days, I find, with wood turning. I don't know whether they're deliberately moving away from it or what it is, but it doesn't seem to be the same quantity of stuff there used to be.
I
Which is
also
a shame.
think the other aspect of it is everyone's rushing to finish something so they can put a price on it, and they're not finishing it, not turning it as well as they could do.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. Yeah.
I've seen some bowls that I picked up in one of the National Trust properties. Can't remember which one it was now, but didn't need to turn it over. I run your fingers underneath as a wood turner does,
Yeah.
and you think, bloody hell, there's a bit of 60 grit on the bottom.
Yeah, completely
But,
unfinished, effectively.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. I've found the same thing. Yeah.
But that was a hell of a price. I mean, that was a three-number price on it, a three-digit price on it, which should
Yeah.
have been well less than half of that, about
Yeah.
just over a sort of a third of what it was. So
It should be immaculate too.
mm,
Whatever you put up to sale should be the best you can produce. I don't find any excuse for doing shoddy work.
and
Deliberately almost.
yeah, and David's saying you do your worst work when you rush, and he tries not to rush.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do I. I can
I'm
turn
retired.
fast. Yeah, I can turn fast, but if I turn one bit fast, I then got time to turn a second bit, which I don't always want to do. So I'd rather
Oh,
take
that's right.
an extra 10 minutes on one to finish it properly rather than half finish it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was doing a little job this afternoon it's making some spindles for a chair. I've done three of the four, just those.
Hmm.
But he gave me the stuff to do it from, which was just a piece of pine dell, which is not exciting.
No,
But but he can. I mean, he'll get what he pays for, which is
yeah,
as I'm probably not going to charge him. He'll get what he pays for.
yes, I
But they'll
think
do the
a
job.
lot of us, Tommy, time is your own, so you take your time. Yeah, it's nice to break off. That's why I finished today a bit sharpish because my legs was aching and I wanted a drink. So I
Yeah, comes the
still
time.
haven't. Yeah, I still haven't finished sanding it back. I give it a bit more of a sand. I went down there and I then dropped a bit of super glue in the crack that was on there.
You have to be here to see that colour.
Yeah,
But it's absolutely gorgeous. It
but
really is.
we can see the grain, so that's good enough.
Yeah, you can see enough to imagine what it's like because it really is stunning, absolutely stunning. Right, I mustn't stand here looking at it forever.
Now turn it over and get it scooped out.
It's finished quite nicely, as you always does. Nice and shiny. Haven't
Nice
done the middle
shine
bit.
on that.
Yeah.
It's started off at just over 14 inches by 2¼ Roy.
But to get rid of those inclusions that were on there, I had to make it a little bit smaller than that. But I can't. Off the top of my
You
head,
won't have lost a lot.
no, I don't think it's lost too much.
13¼ 13½.
It is, to be precise,
13¼
13¼ Yep.
Yeah.
335 mil, and it's about 55, 2 1/8 thick. So I've lost, and I'm going to lose a little bit more off the top. I'm going to lose my birthday message.
Oh God! Good
Somebody
job it
put
was
on there
last
for me.
week.
But I did drill a hole over the number.
It's deceptive, Roy, because we've got the cameras in quite close. That's what makes it look bigger. But if we had the cameras back at a reasonable distance, you'd lose definition on the camera, and you wouldn't see what was happening quite so well.
It's better to have it nice and close, nice and big in your screen.
And you really want to see the tool control or lack of it as to
lack of it in my case.
Where everyone works.
Right. Okay. So let's see what we can do with the inside. It's only 9 o'clock, so come on.
Yep, just turned 9, so no race.
You really wouldn't believe I lubricated the bed of this lathe today, would you?
Question: did you keep the bow it was wrapped in? No, it wasn't wrapped.
it was in the middle of a pile of timber.
Yeah, it was a pile of about 6 or 7 blanks, and I think this is possibly the biggest one.
It was the biggest, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we've got a bit of oak. We're going to do the same with perhaps the beginning of next year. Wait for Christmas to go out the way. So I've cut some discs.
I've got a split. I'm going to do a bit of spindle up, turning, or hollow form, something like that. I'll dig a bit of timber out afterwards. I need to ask you what it is. It's a burr, so it will have come from you. It's 4-inch square.
Right, no idea offhand. So, yeah, we do more or less the same. If we can pick a Tuesday, which is good because I can do lunchtime and Andy will do the evening. It'll be a Tuesday when Rich isn't live, and then we can do an oak one. It's nothing special, the oak, not as good as the last piece I gave him.
No, that's still on the dining room table.
Yeah, it'll be moved along, so this bit will fit in there soon. Mask on. He's chewing shavings again. So the oak is a bit of turkey oak. Is it the chuck key that rattling?
Oh no, I know it's this. I've got a couple of cut glass glasses on top of my computer.
So we can talk about him because he can't hear us at the moment.
They're rattling together. So I took the headset off and get a direction. Right. There we are. You should be able to hear me all right.
Yep. Back to the land of the living. So if you guys are happy for us to do something like this, because we both turn the same, but we've both got our own styles.
There are always subtle differences, aren't there?
Yeah. Yes, we'll program that in somewhere in the middle of January when it coincides with the Tuesday lunchtime and the Tuesday evening.
That's better. that not?
Yeah.
I could hear something thrumming away. It's that one.
So, but you say you're going to put about an inch wide rim on there, so that should miss that.
Yeah, I'm going to take it a bit deeper than that. And that's going to get rid of quite a bit of it because it just goes along to here. It goes just under the surface, I think. So I've got to split a chip out there. So I'm going to go down a bit more anyway.
Same as what I had a chip out lunchtime.
Absolutely. So I'm not too worried about it because it'll mostly disappear, I think. Let's better get that out of the way. Yeah, it's going to be quite a wide rim, actually.
Graham Haynes has got to go, so he's going to watch it all later.
Okay.
Thank you, Graham, for stopping by.
How's that looking? It was around there somewhere. Oh, it's there.
Coming round, yeah.
Yeah. It's nearly gone. Nearly gone. Take a little bit off the edge, and that will have gone actually. So that's not bad at all. Pull that out there. Come around here. I'll get rid of it while I'm doing it. Oh, that's hot.
I think it's loud, Roy, because he turned up the volume on the headset just now.
Yeah, I couldn't hear what was going on.
No, but Roy said that's loud. Yeah.
Oh, what the lathe is? The cutting?
No, it's bouncing on the hard bits.
Yeah, it is.
If it was all the same heartwood, it wouldn't resonate quite so much either. But as you're going from heartwood to sapwood, that's when you get the noise generated.
Oh, that's hot. It's just a little one. It's another mild steel one. Where these old chisels have come from?
It's only a fairly modern design technique to have HSS. We're all carbon steel before.
Euston Ward. Euston Ward. Buck and Ryan. Euston Works. That's where it was made. I don't know how old it is.
Yeah.
And it says warranted easy steel.
Yeah. So Gaz is off. Need to go all. Getting late here and early start tomorrow. Great job, Andy. Looks fantastic. See you all.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Gaz.
No problem at all.
Yeah,
there will be pictures up on the socials once Andy's finished.
And I'm not rushing, so you may have noticed.
No.
Right, that's a bit more like. A bit of sanding on there. Lick and a flick. Yep, that'll be right. Okay, back to this.
Shouldn't take long to grind that middle out.
Nope. I'll find enough tools that cool down.
OU does generate some heat in them if you're not careful.
Considering it's a timber that doesn't like heat, that's ironic in a way, isn't it?
Yeah. If you've got a sharpen one, go and sharpen it, mate.
Sorry?
If you've got a sharpen one, sharpen it.
Yeah, I may well have to.
Peter Cochrane's off. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Peter.
Got a 4:30 alarm tomorrow.
Good luck.
Yeah, gone with the 4:30. That's a leading question, Roy. I will be needing a sharpening machine when I start. Any recommendations? Well, you've got...
Talk to 5 different wood turners and you get 5 different recommendations, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I use Tormek, quite like it, but I'm thinking of getting a Robert Sorby Pro Edge as well, because it speeds things up if you're removing a lot of steel. Tormek gives you a lovely job, but it's slow.
Yeah, I use a CBN on a standard bench grinder. So what you can afford or what you can't afford, put out the question. If you've got someone local, if I remember right, Roy, you're just down the road from Steve at SK. Pop down and see him and try his belt sander that he's got, his Robert Sorby.
He's an obliging sort of guy.
Yeah. If you belong to a wood turning club, they've probably got 2 or 3 bench grinders or different sorts of grinder. Might be worth having a word with the secretary, seeing if they're going to be doing a hands-on morning. You can take some tools in and get them ground and see what you like.
Yeah. And a number of clubs actually have stuff on for people to borrow.
Yes, you can do. We have a loan section that you've got it's only a standard 6-inch bench grinder, but it's good enough to get people going when they start.
Yeah, the other one I belong to has got the Sorby Pro Edge, which I intend to borrow sometime, just to give that a go. It doesn't cost anything, there's nothing lost by trying it.
It looks like the way forward is going over to the Pro Edge.
It's the way a lot of people have gone.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm going to try though before that is to get a diamond wheel for my Tormek. they've just brought out the 8-inch 200
Right.
mil diamond wheel for it. They only did the 250 one before, but they've now brought out the 200 mil one, which is what mine is. It's the T4, so I shall be saving up for that.
Yeah, that will be a save up, won't it?
It's about 180 quid or something. So it's
Yeah.
not too bad for what it is, because it'll last forever. You know, I should never be changing it.
Providing you don't press hard and you only use the right tools on it, because you can mess up belts by using
but
combination of different
belts.
tools.
It's a solid metal wheel
Yeah,
with the
but
diamond impregnation on the outside. The Sorby you can mess the belt up.
Yeah, if you've got a CBN wheel, CBN was designed for high-speed steel and not carbon steel. So
Right.
if you use carbon steel or mild steel on a CBN wheel, it can pick the CBN out, apparently.
Right. Because the Tormek one is designed to be used on the side as well as on the edge.
Yeah,
So you can
several
do
of the...
so you can do a flat grind, which you never used to be able to do. So,
Right, right.
So it's all improving all the time, isn't it?
Mm. And whoever you speak to is going to have a preference.
Oh yeah. Let's get that rim a bit flatter. That's better. That's nice. I like that. That's where the rim's going to be. That's got that set out now. Just need to go quite a lot deeper. I have my depth gauge sitting here waiting. There's loads there. Loads and loads. That's quite a deep. Can't get my depth gauge in there yet. It's quite a deep mortise in the bottom, I seem to remember.
Yeah, but it's a big bowl, so it doesn't want to be wafer
Don't want to be
thin, does it?
too thin. No, absolutely. I've never done a funnel. I don't want to start now.
Not particularly when you're live, anyway.
Sorry?
Not when you're live.
No.
Some of the noise you can hear, guys, at the moment is where Andy's cutting the knot. He's got an end grain branch that came out of this bit. When he turns it off in a minute, you'll be able to see it. So that's obviously the hardest bit of the wood. That's why it's bouncing a little bit and making a little bit more cutting noise than what we generally get.
Yes, it's
around the corner.
There it is. Yep.
So that'll give it a nice feature.
Oh yes, it will. Yeah. Yeah, I like things like that. Yeah, we're 20 mil thick there. So plenty of room.
Adam's saying he doesn't need his sharpening system to outlive him. I'm afraid, Adam, that everything I've got and probably Andy's got will outlive both of us. Can't take your money with you, so let's spend it on things that we want for the hobby to make life a bit easier for turning.
Too right. I've got 100 and something sitting in the account at the moment, waiting to buy my diamond wheel with.
Mm.
I get the rest, my PayPal from people using credit cards.
Yep,
So
Steve C's just joined us. Can't stay long, but
just leave
figured
it
he'd
there.
drop in for a bit. Yep. Welcome, Steve.
Sorry, who was that?
Steve C.
Steve C. No, he's gone. He's not
Yeah.
there.
I've seen the name in the chat before, but I don't know who it is. Whether it be yours, mine, or someone else's.
Steve C. Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. But,
No.
Yeah. It's really getting in the middle. It's not going fast enough, is it?
No. No.
That's all right. I've got up to 1200 now, so.
Darren's made a good point, talking to Roy about grinders. Try as many as you can.
Yes.
But everyone's seems to be biased to their own, what they've got at home or what they can afford. That's why I said, if you belong to a wood turning club, or you've got a wood turning club down the road, it might be worth seeing them, see what they've got.
Yeah,
because you're not gonna get such a biased opinion at a club as what you will if you speak to just one.
Somebody's got a vested interest in selling it to you as well. That's the other thing. So, yeah.
And Matt Adams put it about right. This debate is going to be interested. In reality, it's an opinion that you have. Why change your opinion? Because if you change your opinion, you've got to change your sharpening system and a lot of tools and things.
Yeah. And you've invested quite a lot of money in it. I mean, I couldn't believe the price of that Tormek when I first bought it.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to get a system of some sort to get myself organised as much as anything. And I happened to have at that time, I had the money to do it. So I splashed out, I think it was 400 quid on it or something, with all the jigs and what have you. And it's a very good system. But it is slow.
That is the disadvantage of the
Tormek. If you've got a lot of steel to remove, then it's too slow. But so I use the grindstone for that.
Rich is saying, "Don't panic, guys. He's back." Had anyone missed him? In all honesty,
who's that?
Rich. Rich the beard.
Oh, where you gone, Rich?
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy's right. It's the same with everything. What everyone uses is the best. So it works for them. That's why there's so many different end of chisel shapes, gouge shapes, because it works for them.
It's like buying a lathe as well. You get such conflicting advice.
And everyone would try to buy the last one first, but you don't know what the last one is until you've done some turning.
No.
And then you've done some turning and you forget about it.
I was very pleased with my first one, my Axminster hobby lathe. It was very cheap, but it was very long, so I could get 4 foot on there. It had a long bed. But it was only, I don't know, 200 or 300 quid or something. Pretty ridiculous. Reeves drive, the speed change, which was a bit of a pain. But I learnt an awful lot by using it.
Yes, yep.
And knew exactly what I wanted when I got this one.
One of the reasons I went over to the Polewood, because it had got what I was lacking on my Axminster, which had the Reeves drive.
Yeah, that's right.
And that lathe is still going, by the way. That I sold it. Well, I virtually gave it away
I gave mine away for nothing to a member of our club, in fact.
Yeah,
And,
I gave mine to a member of the club.
I spoke to him last Sunday, and he's loving it.
Good.
Not last Sunday, the last meeting. First Sunday of this month. But it was a very cheap lathe, and I'd done a lot of work on it. You know, I'd worked it hard.
Well, mine, I must admit, didn't owe me a penny, but I got a few pennies for it when I got rid of it.
Yeah, I'm just a soft touch.
Well, it was someone that could afford it.
Yeah.
So
that is different.
He could well afford it, so I wasn't going to give it to him. He didn't get charged the normal going rate, or the going rate at the time. He got a real bargain for it. And like I say, as far as I know, he's still using it. The last time I spoke to him, which was a couple of years ago now, he was still using it.
Was that the old red one, the hobby ladle?
No, it was the one previous to that. It was.
Oh right, yeah.
It was the blue one, was it?
Before my time.
Yeah, Perform was the cheap and nasty, or nastier one.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did one after that, which had Axminster's name on it. I think it.
Well, I'm glad I checked that.
You can't see that. You thought.
You can't see that, can you?
See a gap.
Where my finger is. But there is a 10mm. There's a 10mm gap. So I mean, there's plenty, but.
There's sanding room there.
Yeah. Oh, yes, plenty of sanding room. But I don't need to go any deeper. That's really what I was trying to establish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that follows the shape reasonably well.
David, good. my CBN's 120 grit. And that works well.
Yeah, because that's what I've got to work out on the Tormek as to which they do a fine, coarse, and medium diamond wheels, and I don't know which one is going to be the one to get. Probably the fine one, I think. But looking at it, let's just get rid of some tool marks around there. Get into the noisy bit.
Yeah, it's bouncing over that branch.
Yeah. Oh, come on. That's better. Let's stop bouncing quite so much. Oh, come on. Doesn't want to do it.
No, you lost the edge on it now, I think.
Yeah. Try this one. That should do it. That's better. Come on. Lovely job.
Wendy's joined us. Hi, Wendy.
Hello, Wendy. Good job we're running late, isn't it?
Well, later than normal.
Yes.
You're an hour and a half in, Andy.
Is that all? Oh, that's
just
all right.
hit the hour and a half.
thought it was further than that. It
Yeah.
feels that way.
And you've got 29 watching, according to YouTube.
Right, that's lovely. That will sand. That one might not. What do we got here? Yeah, that one's got a good edge on it. So let's try that. Where is it down there? There's the worst bit, just there.
Bouncing it.
That's better.
Taken one out and put some more in. So sometimes you just got to give up and go with the grit.
Yep, I think I might just use a scraper on that.
Right, you're just on the edge of that knot.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
quite.
it's picking up.
If I use my Simon Hope scraper, the big heavy one,
The baby one, yeah.
the baby one, yep, that should hopefully get to the bottom of. There's another machine mark I've put in there now, so somewhere about there.
On the sand, he's pretty sure it got to 44 at one stage, but there's comings and goings, so over 50 viewing.
Good. Excellent. Oh, I can feel it taking those marks out. Certainly feel where it's been bouncing.
What car battery did you get then, Wendy? 200 quid? I just put a new one in the van at 112. You can't get any bigger than what I've got in that. You've only got is it a mini? Can't remember what you came in. I have seen the car. Yeah, stop start. It still shouldn't be that expensive. Stop start on my Nissan was 110, I think, beginning of this year.
God, this has got some rough bits.
Stop starting a Fiesta. Yeah. 195, so it's just under 200. But
I saw a couple of AA batteries with Fiestas.
Yeah. 130 without the start stop. It still seems heavy, Wendy. But you've bought it now, so there's not much you can do. Yeah.
That's going to have to sand the rest of that, I think. It's improved it no end, though, the scraper. Goodness. That's the crack that was showing underneath, going through that knot. Right, okay. Sanding time. That way there. That way there. Clear some space.
Oh, shopping around, Wendy. Okay. Still seems a lot, but there you go. I know everything's creeping up.
It does. I thought that was just my time of life, but
I used a company called the Battery Guys, and they come back with 3 options: cheap, middle of the range and top of the range. And I think I went middle top both times. Never go for the cheap. Turn it on.
Yep. I nearly remembered.
What speed are you at?
900.
Yeah.
Drop it down a bit. 460, 380, 460. Somewhere there. Oh, hello.
Start to cut now.
Yeah. I'd already turned it down once. Didn't realise it was quite so fast.
Stuart Ingreel has joined us.
Hello, Stuart.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yes, I'm never quite sure whether you pronounce it the full French way, which is Anglouis, or whether it's a sort of an anglicised version of a French name.
I'm keeping
Could be
out of
either.
it.
It'll take some sanding, this is, I'm afraid. But if it gets to 10 o'clock, I shall be stopping. I'll get the worst done, so I can actually spray it with some sanding sealant and see it in all its glory, and then finish it off tomorrow.
Well, if you remember, I didn't. I just sanded mine down at 80, 120, and then left it.
Yeah.
Because
of
that little crack.
I'm thinking very much of doing the same, but I might just put a bit of sanding sealant on it just so people can get some idea what it's going to look like. But they will see it.
See it in its full glory when it's done.
Yep. And it will be stunning. So
apparently it's Ingruel. Stuart Ingruel. Ingruel.
So he doesn't do the French bit with the Anglouis bit. Okay. Ingruel. I know we've had this discussion before and I can never remember.
No. Next time you'll have to put it up in phonetics, and we'll know what it is then, mate.
Oh, I'll try and remember now.
Yeah.
Stuart's been around for long enough. I mean, fair dues, we should remember his name, shouldn't we?
I think I used to get it pretty close because I didn't do French at all. So I read it straight off the screen.
I like to try and be flash, you know.
Yeah, doesn't always work, though, does it?
No, it doesn't. Oh, look at that lovely mark around there. Right, I'm going to stop. I will power sand it, but not tonight because it's 20 to 10.
Yeah.
The neighbours will be wanting to get in their sleep.
Greg Alexander's just popped in. So
Hello,
sorry
Greg.
he's late. You're nearly as bad as one we had this afternoon that came in as we were finishing. But don't worry about it. It'll all be up on YouTube later on, so you can watch it to your pleasure.
This is not by any manner of means finished. But what I will do is just spray it with a bit of sanding sealant, just so you can get a better idea of the colours, because they are just fabulous. I know the camera's not going to do it justice, but
it does highlight the colour more.
It does.
Even if it's not the correct colour.
Yeah, so it's going to look even better than this. Right, so that starts to cough off anyway, doesn't it? That is absolutely gorgeous. There's a lot more of a pipping in there than I thought, isn't there?
It's always deceptive, isn't it? Always
Yeah.
deceptive.
You know, your one this morning, I thought, oh, that's lovely. You know, look at all those pips, and I thought, no, I haven't got anywhere near that much, but I have. It's different, but it's excuse me.
It's nice, different.
It's nice,
So,
different. Yeah. So
looks like Gav's off. So cheers, Gav. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Gav. Thanks for coming in and staying so late. It's only a little bit tacky. Oh, right.
Shouldn't drop it then.
Stick my depth gauge out the way. Clear that off the screen, off the keyboard. God, there's shavings on the floor there. Inches deep.
I know I had 2 inches of shavings. I did clear up after I finished.
What am I doing this one?
Surprising where they come from. And that camera is about the right colour.
That's not far off, yeah.
No, that is a pretty good colour.
It's richer than that, the actual colour, but then that richness will show even more when it's been finished.
A bit of gloss on it.
But it is a lovely, lovely piece of timber. The bottom that will all be gone. I should just sort of hollow that slightly, so we'll keep even the most strict buffs happy.
Nice one, mate.
Let's have you back in. If I can find my mouse.
Yeah.
There we are.
Still awake, you see?
Yep, absolutely. I'm impressed.
Yeah, so was I.
If I'd have been in a comfy chair, I think I probably wouldn't have been asleep on it. Been awake.
I was off screen because I was leaning over on the bench. Yeah. It's easiest. Can't fall off that quite so easy. So
put me proper
nice
on.
Comments coming in.
Good. Thank you very much.
Hopefully all you guys have subscribed to Andy, and if you're good enough to hit the like button on the way out or the dislike, whichever way it is, it doesn't make any difference because it's still an indication that you've watched it, so you'll get more of the same.
Oh, that's better. Right, yeah, thank you everybody. Nice comments, lovely. Thanks very much.
Darren's back to bed for a couple of hours.
Yes. Early AM. Yeah, I'm back to bed. Yep. Lovely. Thank you, Wendy. Good. Okay, well, I think that calls for a cup of coffee now.
Yeah.
Or maybe something
you've got to make it yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm on my own now. She's away again for a couple of days. So, but there we are. Get used to that. Thank you, Stuart. Michael. Yeah.
So from basically the same, well, it was the same tree. That was the next cut up the plank, getting slightly smaller. Got 2 completely different shaped bowls, character bowls. So when I finish mine, hopefully tomorrow, if I get a chance to get in there any length of time, I will grab a picture of it and stick it up on the medias, and we'll see if I can get Andy's together, and may even put both of them up side by side so you can.
Yeah, I'll try and get it done tomorrow. I've got to finish that other job off, but I should get time to do it tomorrow. Because I mean, the bulk of the work's done, isn't it? It's only the sort of
it's just scratching around now, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's certainly going to be worth doing, though. Then Alison can have a fight with herself about what she has on the dining room table, can't she?
Yeah, she can have one each end then.
Well, I think I'll use this one as a centerpiece for a display for my displays, even if I don't sell it.
Even with a sold on it.
Yeah, with a sold or a ridiculous price. 500 quid, you can have it.
Yeah.
Because nobody will want it at that price. So.
Well, you might get someone come along. You never know.
I remember I shared a display with at Parham House in their gardening show or something, and and he had a monkey puzzle bowl. It was exceptionally good. It was a very big one, and it was exceptionally good. And I think he hit 500 quid on that, and it touted it around for about a year or two, and he sold it at that price.
Yeah, and I can guess who that was as well.
Yeah, I
No
bet you
names
can. Yeah,
mentioned.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no names mentioned.
very very tall. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Won't be
So
seen on here, or very few and far
no,
between.
no. In fact,
Yeah.
virtually nobody from that club comes on here. Virtually nobody, not quite nobody, but nearly. For some reason, it's strange, isn't it? The way the clubs are different. But,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
not a bad thing. So I get what I want from either.
Mm.
So
So
and I don't
thanks,
get
guys, for
don't get involved in
coming
politics.
over
Yes, thank
to
you very much.
both, or just one of us, or one of either Andy or myself. I'm glad you've enjoyed, and we've made something out of it. Like I say, come next January, we'll probably do the same with a piece of turkey oak.
Okay.
And I
Yep.
believe that's about a 14-inch diameter, 14, 15-inch diameter, about 1.75 inches. It's not very thick, so it's more likely to be platter shaped than a bowl.
Right. Yep. So I'm just fishing out a piece of wood I want to ask you about.
Right.
Oh, it might actually be you. That one. That's going to
Yeah,
be my
that's
next.
you.
That's my next live. Yeah.
Yeah,
I hadn't looked at it that closely, but yeah.
that's 600-year-old Pippi U.
Yep. So
That's the
that's going
piece
to be.
where
Oh,
Percy
it's
Shelley sat underneath. Bish
yeah.
Shelley sat
That
underneath.
bit of that tree. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's going to be hopefully my next live, which I think is, I can't remember when it is. Tuesday evening, I think.
No, you're not
No,
Tuesday because that's
sorry,
your Tuesday lunchtime.
Tuesday lunchtime on the 2nd of November.
Yep.
So that's what I'm planning to do then, and it'll be a vase,
Right,
with or
because
without
Rich
a
is
foot.
in. Yeah, Rich is in next Tuesday evening because he's not in tonight.
That's right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then after that, I haven't got to worry about it for 2 weeks until I come back on the 23rd of November is my next one.
Yep. So instead of
Tuesday
Andy's
evening.
dulcet tones on mine, some of the time you'll end up with Darren. So if you can speak Australian, you'll be okay. He's not that bad in actual fact. You soon get used to him.
Yeah. And Darren says, "Hey, brag price sometimes sell.
Yeah.
Never hurts to try." You're right. You're right. I
Yeah.
know I underprice mine sometimes, but I just want to keep it moving because otherwise I end up sort of overloaded with stuff.
No one
But
wants to sort of pack it up and take it home, unpack it, take it home. Oh,
no,
it
that's
gets
right.
ridiculous at times.
But you're quite right. Sometimes if you've got something you're particularly fond of, then yes, jack the price up a bit. At least if you do sell it, you won't regret it because you got some decent money for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Darren's saying he's looking forward to it. And Mike Hughes
Mike,
come back with 150 in
150 at
Yandel's craft
least.
shop. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
can believe it. Yeah, because they've got some
yeah.
nice stuff in there actually.
Particularly down there, they've got some one or two names as well that
They've
put
got a
theirs
whole
in there.
they've got the whole craft shop selling all
Mm,
sorts of stuff. Alison went in there and bought some wool or something. I can't remember what it was, but they got all
yeah,
sorts of stuff in there. Huge shop in the car park, selling all craft stuff, and they have some quite nice stuff in there. So yeah, quite impressed with that last time I went down there.
well, they've got to put a markup on it as well.
Yep. Yeah. Oh
I
yes,
don't
that's
know how
right. Yeah.
much they
Yeah.
mark up, but at least 10,
Mm.
15%, I would
It's
say.
going to be a tidy sum. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't get. You may have got 100, 110 for it, and they're selling it at 150.
Yep. Yes, that would be about right, probably. Yeah, I sell
Mm.
mine a lot cheaper than that, but I have
Well, I
a
do
place over
occasionally.
at a village up on the downs who sell in their cafe. They've got craft stuff, and
Hmm.
they sell my platters. And what she said was, "How much do you want to get from it?" So she said, "Right, I'll give you that for them, and I'll sell them for." And it's something
Yeah,
like 50% increase
I know.
on what I'm getting. Yeah,
If she
but
sells them, good luck to her.
yeah, that's right. And she has. I mean, there's one left now.
Right,
I gave her
but
5, and with the year we've had, that's not bad
hmm
going because they've been
no,
shut most of the time.
you can come back to her and say now they've gone up 50% because of the price of wood.
timber price. Absolutely, yeah. And I should be doing that very soon. I'm going to make another load anyway now. So, and I'm going to do some other stuff, some candlesticks and what have you, as well.
Right.
So she's very pleased that she's managed to sell them. So
Good.
she's got confidence in it. So yes,
Anyway, we're
it's very,
rambling to ourselves, and
it's
we've
very,
still
very
got the punters
gratifying
in.
to sell stuff though. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, just for their benefit. It's very
Yeah.
gratifying to sell stuff.
So
good. Okay, well, I'll switch us off then. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming along and supporting us in our endeavours. And we'll see you all before very long.
yes,
Cheers then.
I'll catch
Bye.
up with you on the chat. Cheers, Eve.
And I've got to press it.